Well, hello, it's Clive to Carle here, and I'm very pleased to be joined by Stephanie and Natasha, and they're from a company, Nano-Ojas, and I became interested in them because they've been distributors of a most interesting product, and people who've watched my videos may have come across my interview with Dr. Raghavan about an incredible discovery that he made taking a well-known, if you like, anti-aging extract from sugar called Policosanol and refining it into what these lovely ladies distribute, known as Nano-Ojas. And we've been helping them market this product, which really is extraordinary, as they're going to enlighten you. And the purpose of today is to ask them, we've heard incredible things about the product, but in absolute real life, what are the results that people should expect? The last thing one wants to do is to overpromise something. And when something has remarkable results, then of course one wants to know, well, out of every sort of 100 remarkable results, how many people didn't get one? That's sort of the purpose of today. So please, if you'd be kind enough, I'd love to know how often you get these fabulous results, and what commonly perhaps might people want to realistically expect.
Certainly we could never speculate as to what the results may be from person to person. And of course, we're not in the business of doing that, as you understand. But commitment and consistency are really the benchmarks of where people tend to see the greatest results when it comes to the formula.
And, starting out, people typically do about 6 sprays a day. And we say a good amount of time to kind of get your body meshed with this product for it to be able to understand what needs to be balanced in the body would take probably about a month to 3 months would be a standard for people to really notice those benefits. And the first thing people notice is an increase in energy, just a greater sense of well-being, and generally a better functioning immune system. They're noticing that they're able to fight off threats more effectively, whether that's coming from physical, emotional, mental, environmental stressors or toxins. So their bodies are just able to perform better and handle these kind of setbacks. So we often find that people are recovering faster from their health setbacks. They're not maybe getting sick or have the kinds of issues that's kind of going around now in the world. They're able to really have something on their side that is giving them the power to support their bodies without the fear that's running rampant in the world right now. So it's really giving more power to the people and the ability to take control of your own health. A lot of people come to us after decades of health challenges, whether other products haven't worked effectively or they just want a smarter solution. That's where they find us.
So Dr. Raghavan was talking about some of the really remarkable things like people's blood pressure balancing out very rapidly. Is that something you've noticed happen, that particular thing of blood pressure balance?
Well, we receive a lot of feedback every day from people around the States, even around the globe. And that's going to be different for each person because it first takes a little bit of time for nanopolycosanol to determine what needs to be balanced in the body. So it's really going to go towards like the high level task first. And then you're going to notice that there are other things that kind of, it's almost like a catalyst for healing. Mm-hmm. So they may notice, okay, well, I'm seeing an improvement in my energy. I'm seeing an improvement, in my mood. I'm seeing an improvement with general immune system support. And then they'll notice, okay, well, I had some labs done and I've noticed an improvement in blood pressure. I've noticed improvement in cholesterol.
So myriad biomarkers.
So really it's working at balancing whatever is imbalanced in the system, and that can take some time. Certainly we see people with metabolic issues and other disorders have resolution, or they end up dramatically reducing the other things that they're taking because this is ultimately address the root cause of dysfunction.
Mm-hmm. You're not ingesting, it's not going through the normal metabolism process as any other nutrient would. So this nano encapsulation bypasses all of that and delivers to the cells where it's needed.
So certainly the formulation and the delivery process is what really sets it apart from other things.
Or anything ordinary related to your diet.
All right, well, fabulous. So, are there any other things you'd like to point out, or have we sort of covered most of what we should be talking about? I mean, I'm sure we could go on for hours, but
We could.
We could. Yeah.
Obviously, we all love a good success story, and we know that you wanted us to share what real life folks are dealing with, the ways in which they're using this, from as something to go alongside a chemo protocol or something, or going through a cancer treatment, or people with autoimmune conditions. We've heard it all. We really have, and it's hard to distill down to what's the most salient. But at the end of the day, it does give you power and choice, and
Versatility for sure.
and versatility for you, your family. We don't advertise, so everything that is, it's all word of mouth. It's family, friends, colleagues sharing this. This helped me. It can help you too. But to also just be something that is reliable, that people can have in their lives, that isn't going to let them down. And if you show up and commit to it, there's a very good chance that's going to help you see through some of your, the maladies and the issues that pervade your life.
well, hello. I'm joined by Terry, who's had a very interesting experience with the Policosanol. So, Terry, tell us what happened.
I've had some, I'd say 3 altogether, healing experiences that blew my mind. The first thing I noticed, let me say the first thing that I'll talk about is I've had classic asthma symptoms since I was probably my early 20s. Wasn't something I dealt with as a kid, and they just kept getting worse, these symptoms, and they're documented medically. And after about 3 months of use, I realized that I could breathe. I didn't have I never had to use an inhaler. It wasn't to that extent. It wasn't life-threatening, but it was always this restriction in my breathing. And I'm very active, and so it was something that I would notice on a pretty, regular basis. And so after about 3 months, I'm going, I don't have any breathing restrictions at all. My breathing is always open at this point. And then the next thing I noticed, it took a little bit longer, was that the menopausal symptoms that I had that were pretty bad, insomnia, hot flashes during the day, as well as night sweats at night, just disappeared in a matter of a few months as well. And I know that there was this it's for certain, it's the nano, because I went off of it for about a month for various reasons, and my symptoms came back, just those symptoms. And I started it again, and they went away again. So someone suggested that maybe I was just done with those symptoms. No, there was a pattern there. So that is huge for a woman. That just makes her life miserable to have those symptoms. So that is completely gone still. It's been, I started last spring in May, and it's now January. And so that's how long I've been on the nano. I also had a history of cold sores and, mouth canker sores. And I got the explosion of everything coming out of me within the first couple months, pretty bad. And then I don't deal with it anymore. And it was getting worse as I was getting older. So I don't have any of those mouth sores anymore.